We'll get more photos later. All right, well, we'll get the program going. Thanks everyone for turning out today. I guess before I start making some comments, certainly want to thank Dr. Ali Marr, Director of Rutgers Center for Advanced Infrastructure and Technology at CAIT, for hosting today and being such a great partner in so many ways for New Jersey Transit and a leader in the transportation industry, both obviously in New Jersey but nationally. And I know Ali, you can add some comments about just all the progress and great things that you've been doing to elevate Rutgers CAIT really as a national leader in North America. And certainly representing New Jersey very well. And then we're very honored to have the UITP Secretary General Mohammed Bazghani here, a dear friend, and he's done so much. Certainly, I was familiar with UITP before I came to transit, and really wanted New Jersey Transit to be active in getting to be a world-class organization. You have to have those kind of standards, and anybody who's familiar with UITP and its history realize it really represents the best nationally, internationally, globally. And Mohammed has done a great job. We first started 5 years ago, formally when we joined, and we look. Now we're up to Mohammed, 120 members from North America. And considering that it was only in 2015 that UITP opened its first North America office with Andy, and you look at how we've grown from a handful of agencies now to 120 members in North America, and they're really honored that you could make the trip, Mohammed, and I hope you share some of the wisdom you picked up at the World Bank yesterday. But I think, first, I sort of wear two hats here today. Certainly, first is as the head of New Jersey Transit, but it also gives me double pleasure as we get to sign this agreement between New Jersey Transit and UITP together with Rutgers. It's a significant moment in New Jersey Transit's history, and really in our efforts to really be a world-class agency. And through this agreement today, one of the issues that you've often heard me talk about is institutionalizing best practices. We talk how agencies in North America, we inherited from the private sector, companies that were in bankruptcy, and that was our roots, our foundation. They were clearly not funded well what we inherited, and then historically the funding for agencies in the U.S. goes up and down. Maybe you have a favorable mayor or governor, and you'll get it a few years, and then it tends to slide backwards quite often historically. And I think we're in a really unique period in the U.S. right now to see that kind of investment in infrastructure and the support we got through the pandemic, to keep operating. And it really highlighted, even the darkest days of the pandemic, just how critical mass transit is to the economy and to society. And you need to have professional management to do that. People like myself, as of agency, particularly in North America, compared to a lot of other agencies elsewhere in the world, you have a high turnover. Maybe every governor or mayor is 2 years, 4 years. I think the average, Andy, is maybe 4 or 5 years is the average nationally. And some, obviously, for New Jersey Transit, we had 5 CEOs in 5 years before I got here. So that the importance of training and institutionalizing best practices, cannot be, underestimated. That we really get that into the culture and the fabric of our organizations. And really am thrilled that New Jersey Transit now is in a position with this agreement to really take a significant step in doing that. So this is the first ever North American Regional Training Center, it will be housed here with Rutgers CAIT and with UITP's leadership. I would say first is the regional partner, New Jersey Transit, being the first and leading this effort together with other transit systems around the country that are going to be signing up for this. And Peter, great to have you here for Kathy from Metro North, another great partner in many ways with NJ Transit. But we are sponsoring, our obligation is sponsoring 4 training programs every year, providing guest speakers for the program, leveraging our experience as a leader in the delivery of public transportation throughout the region. The 2023 schedule has been set aside, from what I understand, from for 4 programs and dates as follows. July 10th to the 12th, we have the Public Transportation Fundamentals for North America. September 27th to the 29th, Electric Buses, Fleet and Infrastructure Planning, Operations and Maintenance for North America. And October 2nd to the 4th, Rail Operations and Maintenance for North America. And the last one will be November 6th to the 8th, Ticketing and Fare Management for North America. So for anybody, please look at our website, njtransit.com, UITP, which provide links for the to the UITP website for program details and how to register. UITP currently has regional training centers in Europe and Asia, with partnering with major transit agencies in those regions. And so our partnership with UITP and CAIT established the first North American regional training center here is a significant milestone that will really be able to capitalize on those programs that are being that are already been up and running and well established and successful elsewhere around the world. Of course, with CAIT at Rutgers will be the key partner as endeavoring coordinating with UITP and Transit to provide the necessary logistics, administrative support, and assist with the marketing of training courses, and of course by hosting the training sessions themselves. I think the overall benefits of the partnership across the board, it enhances transportation service for participating organizations. It helps raise that bar and standardize it. Gets worldwide recognition for New Jersey as a transportation leader and a hub for innovation and education in North America for the industry. It certainly strengthens our tie to the local economy, and obviously the global brand visibility for all the agencies taking part in this session really is sort of, I sort of put it from an American perspective, sort of like the good housekeeping seal of approval, to have this, if you come through training here, it really represents the best. So I'd say, speaking from my time as a UITP board member, New Jersey Transit has benefited tremendously from our participation. The exchange of information with transit agencies around the globe, similar to both size and scope, and able to collaborate closely with transit agencies, whether it be London, Paris, Singapore, Tokyo, Vienna, Oslo, Tokyo, Tokyo East, really have benefited us in many ways. And getting the staff and the committee level involvement is not just the people meeting at the top on the board. It's really those different programs that UITP does such an excellent job of running. And those insights and experiences, and I think that really showed similar to when we were going through the pandemic with Ali and with Rutgers CAIT. What were the best practices? What did we see with responding to the pandemic? What are the resources that were needed? Developing ridership projections and various post-pandemic planning scenarios, how to play those out. Were all very valuable. So incredibly proud of this partnership and confident that the new North American Regional Training Center will provide even more opportunities for growth and development for New Jersey Transit and for our industry throughout North America. So with that, it's enough of my talking. It's my pleasure to turn it over to Ali Mar to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Kevin, thanks for your kind introductions. President Corbett, Secretary General Mezgani, and friends and colleagues, on behalf of Rutgers University, School of Engineering, and Center for Advanced Infrastructure and Transportation, I welcome you to the new home for North America Regional Training Center for UITP. We are really grateful here to New Jersey Transit, especially Rich Schaefer, Mark Tuzzulo, and their team, and UITP officers in North America, Jaspal Singh and Andrew Bhatta, for introducing us to UITP and helping us create this meaningful collaboration between our organizations. In this partnership, we will be, as President Corbett mentioned, we will be providing logistical support. Of course, Zafar Hyatt, I have to mention that he was instrumental in getting the relationship really started here. So we will be providing logistical support, content, or any other help that we can provide to ensure that the offering of these program courses will be done in a timely and effective manner. Our close collaboration with New Jersey Transit in the last 3 years have, in a way, led into creation of a research and development hub in New Jersey in all facets of transit. And that has brought together researchers from academia, from industry, and subject matter experts from across the board to work on complex problems that New Jersey Transit is grappling with. And as you all know, New Jersey Transit is one of the most extensive and complex transit companies in the world. So whatever works here, I'm sure is going to be working in other areas in this country and globally. One thing is the unique feature, I believe, of this collaboration with UITP will be our ability to also help bring results of research and research products that we will be developing into classroom and hopefully into the curriculum of the offering for the program. So we are delighted to be the home for North America Regional Training Center for UITP. I have made sure that our key faculty members are becoming part of UITP. We will be in Barcelona in June attending the next conference and getting our faculty more engaged and learning best practices from European experience is a priority for us. And looking forward for expanding this collaboration and welcome you back again. Thank you.
Thanks, Ali. Now it's my pleasure to ask the UITP Secretary General and good friend, Mohammed Mezghani, to come up and say a few words about UITP's perspective.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kevin, and good morning, all of you. I must say it's good to be back to the university. I feel younger when I am here. So thank you for the introduction, Kevin. Thank you, Dr. Ali, for your support, for hosting us also here. It's a pleasure, actually, to be here with all of you. I must say it's the second time I am in the USA in the last 2 months. So it shows that USA and North America is really taking a growing role in UITP, and we are very happy to see that. It's an area, it's a region where public transport is progressing, where there is an awareness increasing about the importance of public transport and about the benefits of public transport to the life of everyone and to our cities and our economy. And it's good to see this dynamic that is taking place here in the USA. Let me tell you a few words about UITP, because I think it's important that you know with whom you will be collaborating. So UITP is almost now 140 years old association established in Brussels in Belgium. And it's the association of all public transport stakeholders. I mean, the transit agencies, of course, but also the authorities, the regulators, the supplying industry, research institutes, the academic world, the consultancy as well. So everyone who is directly or indirectly related to the provision of public transport. And in UITP, we consider public transport everything which is not the individual use of cars. Means that bike sharing, scooter sharing, ride hailing, taxis, etc., are part of the public transport system. This is our approach. We consider public transport not just station to station, but door to door. And this is important if we want really to make our cities and citizens rely less on cars. And we know that cars are generating a number of nuisances. So, of course, we are not against cars in UITP, but we see that it's about the rational use of cars, using cars where it is needed, but when we have a choice, it's important that we opt for public transport, walking, cycling, etc. So UITP, we have 2,000 members from 100 countries. So it's a very global organization. And we established our office in North America in 2015. And currently, as you mentioned, Kevin, we have 130 members in North America. So it's growing fast. Of course, the pandemic had an important impact on public transport, but at the same time, it made people realize, and also policymakers realize, the essential role of public transport, because we saw it in many cities when the doors of the cities have closed, the doors of public transport remained open for those who have, for the essential workers as well, and for those who needed public transport to travel. But the pandemic also had one consequence, which is let's say the shortage of staff in public transport. It's actually not just in public transport, in many sectors, but public transport is one of them. And this is a global trend. We see that all over the world, that there is a lack of staff. And of course, we consider that our initiatives in training, and we hope, could contribute to prepare more staff to work in public transport, or at least for those who work already in public transport, to give them more knowledge about the sector, and that could help them in their job. And this is the objective of our academy, UITP Academy. It was established in 2002. And the first program was about this public transport fundamentals. Means that at that time when we established the academy was to give a kind of public transport culture to people who often come from other sectors and they start working in public transport. And so it was like some kind of crash course on public transport fundamentals to make them prepared, at least to understand the dynamics in the sector they work in. And one specificity of the UITP Academy and our training programs, compared to others, is that the programs are defined and delivered by public transport professionals, people who work in the sector. People who have a practical experience in public transport, and so they can share this experience with the trainees. This is very important, and in each training program, we mix trainers that will come and present a concept, for example, of if we talk about automation, for example, in public transport. We will have someone who will present the concept of automation in the sector, and then we have someone who will illustrate it with a practical case coming from a public transport company. So this is very important. We don't want to limit the training to theoretical approaches, but these practical considerations are very, very important. Now we offer training on 60 topics, from the organization of transport in general to operations, maintenance, ticketing, marketing in public transport, management of human resources in public transport, for example. So 60 topics, and we have already trained public transport executives and officials in more than 58 countries. I would say every week, somewhere in the world, there is a training program of UITP. Sometimes, I discover this on Twitter because I don't have the whole schedule in my mind, and I see that my colleagues are somewhere in the world, and they tweet about that, and I realize that we are training people in that country. So it's really a global activity. Now, currently, we have 8 training centers, like the one here. We have one in Hamburg, in Germany, in Paris, France, in Madrid, Spain, in Istanbul, Turkey. We have in Karlsruhe, in Germany again, in Shenzhen, in China, in Santiago de Chile, and in Gauteng, in South Africa. And so it's the first time in North America, of course, and the first time also partnership with the university. So really, we are very happy and very proud of this partnership with the UITP, a member of UITP, both members, but one transit agency and one university and research center. And I think this combination, for sure, it will inspire us to repeat it in other regions. So we are very, very happy and very proud of this collaboration. So there will be 4 programs per year. That's the minimum, I would say, the commitment that we have to organize 4 programs. Let me remind you the first ones, the training on public transport fundamentals. This will be the first one in July. Then one on electric buses, which is a very important topic now, all over the world the same. The development of electric buses, but they come with challenges because it's not just about replacing a diesel or a gasoline bus with the electric bus. Is a systemic approach, redesigning the depots, the charging stations, etc. So this will be one important program. Rail digitalization, here also, it's very important. It's about automation, but also about predictive maintenance, for example, in the rail sector. And then payment and ticketing, this is the fourth program. And we will introduce more topics during the next years. So safety and security, for example, artificial intelligence, mobility as a service, and others. And if you want to know more on our website, really you will see all details of all programs. And we hope that this training will help executives to take back learning and implement projects in their cities, because the training will take place here. But of course, it will be. We hope to attract and to have people coming from USA and from Canada to this training center as well. Our first training program in the USA was in 2019, and it was on electric buses at that time, so almost 4 years ago. It was still, people thinking about the transition towards electric buses, but now we see that it's becoming a reality, and the transit agencies are already making a commitment to move towards zero-emission buses, and it's important that they learn from other cities, from the industry suppliers, from other also institutions, and from their peers. And as I want to insist on that, is really peer-to-peer knowledge sharing. And at the end, what gives us happiness is when executives, they tell us that how the training or what they learned in the training program, they help them also save money, because they learned a new way of approaching of managing the fleet, for example, or adopting a new technique, a new technology that helps them in the management of their network. So this is one of the benefits, I would say. And the other benefit, which is very important, is about building a network, because all these people who will be together, and they will become the alumni of our training programs, they know each other. And when one day they have a problem in their organization, they can just call or contact the person that they met, whom they met in the training program, to ask them how they did it in their own organization. This network is sometimes even more important than the knowledge you get, because public transport at the end, it's a global industry. And there are maybe local specificities in many regions, but at the end, when you manage a bus network, or you manage a subway network, or waterborne network, etc., you face the same problems all over the world. And knowing that someone else had faced the same problem is reassuring, because you know that there is a solution to the problem. And our role in UITP is to bring people together. So thank you very much again for this initiative, for your leadership here in North America, and thank you all for your attention.
Thank you, Mohammed. ends the speaking part of the program today. But Mohammed, just thanks. You pointed about the networking beyond the formal classes, and I touched on the federal funding that is coming right now. It's a very favorable time, both on capital, and we had operating through funding as well through the pandemic. So it's a relatively good time for transit, but it's really, I think, that networking to be. We need to have a leadership that matches the funding, and this really help institutionalize the best practices and have that network for the leadership for our transit agencies in the U.S. and to plug in, as you said. So very much appreciated. It is certainly a significant day for. It may not be the sexiest issue, but it is such a crucial issue for all our agencies, and really glad and appreciate the other transit agencies around the U.S. As I say, we have 120 members. We're glad to be taking the first step. I know many other of my peers in North America are looking forward to signing up and being part of the program. So more to come on that. So now I'd like to invite the assignees to come up to the table for a ceremonial agreement signing. And we'll get these framed and sent to each of the partners, after the event.